to start. Hi, y'all. Good wee hours in the morning. It's Insomnia. This will be a new series I'm starting. The Insomniac Files. T.I.F. TIF. The Insomniac Files. It's just after 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can't sleep. I haven't slept. All day I took no nap. I did that earlier video, the power recap. Shout out to everyone who listened. Hey, y'all, Rhonda, Nessa. I don't know, Nessa usually leaves some love in the comments, I'm sure. But shout out to all who listened, and I thank you. I love your presence. I'm not feeling the ways because I don't have a big following. And the way my mind works, that gives me more freedom to speak freely. Because it's, small viewership for now. And I'm thankful. I'm appreciative for y'all. But this would be the Insomniac Files. Hi, Leo. He's up. Well, you know cats hunt and play at night. Hi, Leo. I should get water. How do I get all my supplies before I come sit down and do this? This would just be me rambling and whatever comes to mind. But a lot has happened. I try to keep this channel light. I don't know if that's going to work over the long run. Hold on, I'm going to get some water. I know on radio say, shouldn't you know dead space? Well, this is a YouTube channel. Oh, hi, it's me, Wanda. And this will be, I guess, in the podcast realm. Hold on. Get my cigar and get some water. Just had a big fight with Papa Bear, y'all. I do love him. I do. I even admire him most of the time. I even respect him most of the time when he respects me. I don't initiate the hostilities, but I'll reply to them accordingly when I care and where I care, and I care about him. We met in 06, y'all. We met in November 06. We did. He had a sparkle in his eye. I mean, something out of a movie. You can't fake no sparkle. Leo, please, you have to scratch the thing now. You can't fake no. You cannot feign the sparkle. And I hadn't seen a sparkle in a man's eye for me, or a dude's eye for me since what? My latter teens and early 20s. When I was a cutie patootie. I met Papa when I was in my 30s. And he was in his 50s. Yeah, I can read the memoir. I met him. But we didn't get serious until 08. Serious on the phone in 07. We spoke all the time. All the time. But serious physically, if you know what I mean, in 08. Because I was with someone when I met him. Nassau, Casper. Read about Casper in the memoir. But I hate when me and Papa fight. And we didn't just start this fighting thing till the latter years, really. It was so beautiful and whimsical in the beginning. Jeez. Yeah. It's past the 7-year itch, so I don't know. They say it happens every 7 years. It's been 16 years. Do I count 06? Not really, because we just met in 06. But I was still dealing with Casper's bitch ass. Casper used to owe my mother $826. $826, nigga. Could you imagine the interest on that? From 07 when he moved out. Damn, bitch made motherfucker. Oh, let's get into the topics I want to discuss for this video. If I sound groggy, hell, I done told you this is the Insomniac Files. Matter of fact, let me get the water and light my cigar. Hold on. Well, or not. Click up. But you want to stay home. I can get my water. I shouldn't. I have matches here. I still got to get the water. Angel, watching over me. You're so pretty. This one, I can't like this first. for you. No, that's Angela Wimbush. Enough for you. I was gonna make a drink, but I don't think we should be drinking. Well, I should be drinking at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, well, technically it's more to be daybreak in a little while. I've yet to go to sleep. Insomniac. Y'all, the lupus pain can keep you up. Plus, so much on your mind can keep you up too. I'm still trying to finish up my memoirs. So you see, I take breaks from that. I haven't told y'all what happened to the first memoir. I got the thought to write my memoirs because, back then I thought, only a celebrity, a public figure should write their memoir. That's what I thought. And, of course, especially Nathan McCall's memoir, I was aware that public figures write them, but it just never struck my fantasy. Plus, I was in my 20s when my neighbor gave me the notion. I kept a diary, though. My 5th grade teacher, Miss Lewis, blessings be upon her spirit, she told the class she got us these cute little black and white notebooks, and she said, you should document your day. At the end of the day, just write how the day went. Don't, you don't have to worry about being fancy and fluffy and, just document your day. Oh, that's a good idea. And she said, at the end of the week, if you like, no pressure, you can let me read. Bring the book in your little journals in Monday and let me see what's going on. And at the end of the year, read your journals. Read them like a juicy book. That teacher was phenomenal. You can always tell when a teacher gives a fuck and the ones that don't. Miss Lewis, beautiful woman, Queens, New York, public school, 5th grade. So I was writing since then. So she put that in our mind to do it. But I still didn't think that, and I got grown in my 20s. I didn't think about writing a memoir. I just didn't. But by the time my neighbor gave me that nudge to do it, I had all these journals and diaries. I lost a lot of journals and diaries and those little autograph books your classmates sign when you graduate. Family robbed my house when I was pregnant in the 90s. Pregnant with my firstborn. And the little sentimental things they took too. And in my 20s, now I know, I've been taking so many psychology classes. I'm like, oh, okay. But back then, the elders would tell you, well, they took it. Because I was like, why would they take those things? You can't pawn them. This has no value. I don't understand. It shouldn't mean anything to them. And the elders were like, well, they know it meant something to you. I'm like, oh, God, that's sick. That's psychotic. So I lost a lot of work there. But thankfully, I left a lot at my mom's house before I moved in to rent the apartment from my auntie. Yes, rent was paid. Rent was paid in full. And, yeah, they still rob me. Sober-minded people. They didn't do drugs or alcohol. That's something. When sober people rob you, you're like, well, they can't blame it on crack. What the fuck? Anyway, I digress. So my neighbor invited me over one night, me and the boys, and they had the kids. It was really, really cool. I'm in my 20s, married now, 2 children, lived in Queens, Flushing, Queens. Nice area back. It was nice then. I don't know how cute. Is Kew Garden still nice? I gotta say, I look good one thing. And she invited me over. We chilled, potluck. You bring a dish. And they were in their 30s. This then neighbor was in her 30s, about 10 years my senior. And all her contemporaries, those women were also in their 30s. And they were just talking about, picture the scene in Jungle Fever where the wife is in the living room with her friends, something similar to that. So I think it was just adults there. Our scene had the kids playing in the background, like off to the side, off the dining room spaces they were playing and things of that nature. And, I sat quietly. I read enough etiquette books to know how to be new. You got to be new. You don't just, speak out of turn and insert yourself, and you're new. And then they know you're young. I'm in my 20s. Although I'm married with kids as well, but I'm still in my 20s, you know what I mean? Back in the day, you just don't insert yourself in older people's dialogue, you know, open discourse or whatever. But the topic came around to Disappearing Acts, written by Terry McMillan. Great book, great book. And I was like, wow, I read it. You know, in my mind, I'm speaking to myself. I read that book too. I can, you know, offer, you know, something to the open dialogue. And you know, finally was my turn, you know, the input something. I was like, well, I wonder who she dated before Franklin. If you read Disappearing Acts, you know who Franklin is, her baby daddy. Like, who did she date? You know, because they said you kiss many frogs before you meet your prince. And I think frog should have a chapter too. Not if you don't want to celebrate the frog, but you want to show the path that led you to love, you know, pathology to love, you know, or at least to your baby daddy. That book had a movie written on it too, a movie produced on it. I think it was the movie's Disappearing Acts as well. Was Sanaa Lathan and Wesley Snipes. And you know, Wesley Snipes is handsome and other stuff, but in that movie, me and my friends wasn't feeling him. Did they put mascara on his ass? We were not feeling him. You know, we wasn't feeling Tuan fucking Fu either. We wasn't feeling him. I don't know, something seemed to miss aesthetically. We like how he was getting her ass up in that refrigerator. Ooh, Lord. Certain scenes, okay, certain scenes. I like when his baby mother said, girl, I would have told you the big dick wasn't worth it, okay? I digress. But in the book, Franklin, if you from New York, that Brooklyn nigga that Terry McMillan was describing in that book, remember the scene when, if y'all read the book, because it's not, only shit ain't in the movie, when he, you know, rung the doorbell, you know how a person to turn around, well, Brooklyn, you got to watch your back. So she opened the doorbell, she saw the width of his shoulders in that brown leather jacket. Ooh, me and my ex-buddy noticed that shit. I was like, ooh, you got to be from New York to know what the fuck that looked like. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And you don't even think he's turning around to be sexy. It's just watching your back, you know. New York, okay, the 80s, I think that book is situated in. But, ooh, Miss McMillan, we knew that brand of nigga. I say nigga with old, do love, okay. Ooh, and his height, the height and shoulders, and the man's chest, and how he hulk over you. Oh, God. Ladies, y'all go on and look up the dramatics on YouTube. There's a thumbnail picture. I'm trying to tell you what the shit, okay? There's a thumbnail picture of the singing group, the Dramatics. Is it Be My Girl? The song is lovely, a classic. But there's an image of a brother hulking over a sister. I remember those days. I always found a guy was about 5'10", 5'11", that did that to me. Maybe that's my favorite height. You know, I admire the 6-footers and all the tall ones and all that. But something with that height in my cutie patootie teens, you know, tenure in the early 20s, that height when they hawk over you like that. That's how I met one of my other exes, Capricorn. But that's gone before I'm married with kids. I was at the train station at Dykeman. I used to work for Transit. Oh, this is all in the memoir. And I went to, you had to go to the booth, you know, you buy your tokens. Y'all New Yorkers? I don't know. When you buy your tokens, you have to give your ID to them to get the key to go tinkle. We don't use the bathroom, whatever you have to do. I had to tinkle. That timing, ain't that something? Because I'm down in the train clocking the train. You clock the arrival time, how many passengers get on, how many passengers get on. You can. I'm like, do they think we're gonna catch this shit accurately? They will, you know, estimate. But it was a cute little job for teen years. You know what I'm saying? The tape was cute. I was a teenager, but fly. You know, I was very materialistic and Guess jeans and, you know, labels, and I got the job for gear. Mommy wasn't buying all that expensive shit. Plus I knew boosters, you know, half price. What Jay-Z said? Sweater, half price sweater, know some shit. You got to be from New York to understand the boosting shit. Do they probably have boosters all over the world? I got Takari book, and she called them shits mall runs. I'm like, I was like, they boost and watch this. Yeah, bitch. I don't know why I thought that was a New York thing. They don't do that shit now, all the fucking cameras. But this is the 80s, okay? I was fly, cutie patootie, used to be doobies from Dominicans. So I'm just, this particular Capricorn lived in Dykeman Projects. But I kept meeting Capricorns with that same birthday. Ooh, y'all read the memoir for what a spiritual reader told me what that could possibly mean, okay? Anyway. Bitch. lighter. And sure enough, I went to give my your transit ID, you know what I'm saying? And you get the key, because it's a bathroom for transit workers, not the public. Could you imagine the public? But and that's when he was right there. Looked like he was coming off the train to go home. I don't even know if I would have met him if I didn't go get the. You see the timing is something. And he hawked over me like that. Yeah, I remember what I had on. I think I had on that a royal blue. Hard Rock Cafe had these jackets. Do they still have them? It's a name for this type of jacket. It had black leather sleeves, and the wool part was royal blue. And I had them write my name. It's cute. It's free advertising for Hard Rock Cafe. As a grown up, I know not to be walking billboard for shit like that. You know, if you can help it, you know what I'm saying. With certain shit, you know, because I love Brahmins. Oh, jeez. But yeah, that is advertisement. It is. You still got to pay for the jacket. Giving them free advertising. I think the jacket was $150 in the 80s. Because he had on a similar level of bomber. Not Hard Rock Cafe, but a similar. And I got the whole idea for the jacket from a high school entrance who had the same jacket. With the same birthday as the type guy. They both from Harlem. That birthday, y'all read the memoir. That birthday seems to like follow me. It stopped. I don't know. The last one I met with that birthday was a female. Not a friend, not even an acquaintance, but she's the daughter. I used to go to a restaurant up in Mount Vernon, black owned, and she's the daughter of the owner. And sure enough, never mind. I digress. But well, how did I get that wrong? Oh yeah, the Hulk. And never mind. I wrote my memoir. That's where the inspiration came from. Because my neighbor looked at me and said, "Well, you write it." Because her friends was like, "Who cares who the fuck she been with before Franklin? Fuck them niggas. That's domestic miscellaneous. What is it? Domestic dick, miscellaneous dick. Fuck them." And I would like to know who she dated before Franklin. But that's when my neighbor said, "Well, then you write it. You write the book you want to read." And that was resonant. That resonated because that's what Toni Morrison said in an interview I read, what inspired her to write. She wanted to read a book she wanted to read. So she said, "Well, God, by George, I better write it." You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. And, how I lost the book. Okay. My first husband, I was married. We lived in Pennsylvania. And, finances was, he was commuting back and forth to New York to work, and just finances was getting really and we started arguing. In the midst of argument, I don't know what it was, some bullshit. He not 20s, bullshit shit. He was like, I'm pawn the computer. And that's where my first memoir to work and all that and this and that. And I was like, fuck it, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Because people like to attack, they watch what you care about and they attack that. That's just the nature of the fucking beast. You know what I'm saying? So he knew I cared about that manuscript that's in that computer. But I already printed enough copies. And I said, I have it. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, motherfucker. But before he did it, I said, let me delete the shit. So I deleted the manuscript out of there. Okay? And my friends, the whole crew, my then friends, THEN, my then friends, read it. They wasn't raving just because we friends. I should be so lucky. Okay, they loved it. They loved it. Of course, they had typos and all other shit in it, but they loved it. So I was like, oh, okay. Feedback is good, but yeah, I didn't want them to pawn it with my work in it, so I deleted all the shit. And I think I had a floppy disk. Fast forward the story. I felt fine because I think I had the floppy disk. Memory is sketchy now. I gotta go check journals. And I had the actual physical printed out books I had bound at the printers. So, fine. He didn't pawn it, just amidst arguing, saying the dumb shit. Anywho, it was deleted though. But again, I still wasn't sweating it. So, fast forward to some years down the line, I had to move back in with my mom and rent a room from her. Financial shit. You get, same shit. You gotta go back home. Get on your feet, re-up, work, save up, all that other shit. In the colloquial analogy sense, you know what I'm saying? And my sister was barbecuing. Well, let me think. I think, yeah. My sister was barbecuing, and the fucking garage set on fire. All fucking manuscripts, all the books, every shit I had, practically, because I didn't want to clutter up the room I was renting from mommy. So I put most of my shit in the garage. That's common to do when people have houses. All my shit going, burnt the fuck up. I said, what the fuck is going on? Maybe I'm not meant to live with family. First, family robbed my house. Even though this is an accident, no shame to my sister for this. She, they intentionally robbed me. What she did was unintentional, and she didn't know that shit was spread across trees and make it to the garage. And, she just making burgers. What the fuck? And I'm thinking, I don't think I'm supposed to live with family. No, my natal chart, I'm not supposed to. Okay, first one's a robbery, second one's a fire, lost all the shit. Things lost in the fire, okay? And I said, you know what, fuck it. I lived a life, write the shit over. And I did. But the same friends that read the first one, that read the second one, they was like, it's not the same. I'm like, I know my life. They was like, I don't know. It don't feel the same. It's not the right feeling. It's not the same. They were celebrating that first book. I'm talking about taking me out. Let's go get drinks. They was, the first manuscript was, they loved the shit, okay? But they was like, it's good. It's not the same. And I'm thinking there's something, y'all just heard the power shit? There's something, because I cook like that too. And I can't help it. I make something, pop like, oh, this is good, this is good. You can't make it the same way again, can you? I'm like, I'll try, because I remember what all I put in shit, herbs, and I remember. So I make it again, and he's like, no, it's not the same one. So it's something. I'm telling you, my oils, the same shit. Y'all heard the power video? I'm gonna be redundant. If you heard it, it's fast forward. If you didn't, I'm telling you, I make oils. I have to make them in the mood when I'm in the mood to make them, because you don't want, negative energy, because you don't want a product of, oh, she just didn't feel like doing it. Huh? You can feel it. So when I'm in the mood for creating, I'll make oils and blends and just beautiful things and just recipes. Just good spiritual. Shit. Honey. They get the oil, and the person will want it again when they finish using it. I'm like, I'll try. I don't know if it'll be the same shit, and sure enough, it don't. It can smell good, but it's not what I had before. I'm like, I don't know. So there's something in my fifth house that's making shit go down like that. I don't know. From manuscript, the food, the oil, I can't duplicate the shit different now. We got a fingerprint. I guess the product or whatever you make got a daggone fingerprint too, and that's just the fuck that. The DNA of the outcome. I don't know shit. But that's leads me to now rewriting the manuscript. Whoever reads this other, and it's been installments. I start opening the disseminating moon or some other fucking hexy bitch. Fuck bitch. Not y'all, not Melanin'knights, not y'all. But yeah. You'll be none of the wiser because y'all didn't read the ones that preceded this one. Anyway, under 23 minutes about the memoir. Now lupus is a bitch. And I don't mean that in a good Artemis sense either. The pain keeps you up. You be sleepy as a motherfucking Cootie Brown. Sleepy as dickhead band, but the pain keeps you up. And then so much of my mind. I know I said it right. I'll say it as many times as I want to, okay? Dietrich and Hatrix, click off. But I want to get to the current events. Well, recent news events. I've been, and that too, following YouTube, the YouTube Addict University, and most of us. So I'm following the cases on YouTube of the XXS rapper. I'm pushing 50, y'all. I'm much too old to know. I know it now. And not all songs, but the songs that with the video that sad. Oh heavens, did it spook you? It spooked me. But now I've become intrigued. That's the word that best describes it. For me to know about a young rapper, it would have to be from someone from my generation mentioning it now. So that would be, if I catch the end of his Lord Jamar, Q-Tip, and then you're like, oh no. And then, don't let me hear something you try to give a pass because they're young. We've all said silly things in our youth. Hell, some of us say it now in our adulthood. But, like, oh no, he said something about this, colorism. And one was, they said this one was lauding the guy who reportedly killed the churchgoers in Charleston. And I don't give a pass to anything like that, abusing women or nothing like that. However, to make that kind of exit, forced exit at 20, you're going to capture the attention of the whole world. So I've been really studying, and you know, some of the psychic videos have been, the one Tracy Brown did. Shout out to you, Tracy Brown. Not all that she said resonated, and that's fine. That's how it is with most readings. With most anything, either resonates wholly or partially, or just doesn't at all. But when she did the reading for, not for XXS, she did a reading for the baby from the Bronx. It was Lizandro. Blessings be upon his spirit. For Les. That reading was compelling. Yes, Tracy, I was enthralled. Pardon me, I'm getting the yawnies. I was most enthralled with her reading. There's another one that's good too. It's very long, 40-something minutes, and she's good too. And I think I'm most hurt with both cases, XXX and Junior. Lysandrio, I think it's his mom's name is similar. Lysandrio Feliz, his name is Junior. Justice for Junior is the hashtag. I think because they both seem to have been led to those fates via trust from what's all being said on the internet, the different videos I saw. And that's when it becomes so heartbreaking. You know what I mean? It'll be in the memoir in high school. I was led to the basement of the high school for a Blimpie sandwich. I know I was a teenager. I was probably 15, the same age. I know you're like, remember Blimpies? I don't know if you're old school. Do they still have Blimpies in the world? I had to Google. But yeah, Blimpies, that oil and vinegar, and you get the onions and child cheese. I used to get the shit. You had one in my school. I went to school in Manhattan. And who I thought was a friend. This is why it's heartbreaking, because same with Kanika Jenkins, that just teenagers, you know what I mean? And she was invited and led to the hotel through trust, a friend, and not just teenagers. I think that could happen in adulthood. If you trust someone at any age and they invite you somewhere and you're able to go, you go. You know what I mean? If you have the desire to go, if you like them and you like the friendship, the desire is already there. For anything else would be fiat. You need the cash to get there, car, transportation. But if you have the means and you like them, you'll go. And that's what's always frightening to me with cases like these, you know, just mentioned. You know, I read about the Blimpie sandwich in the basement. And that whole fight, flight, or freeze, you know, they teach about psychology classes. I get the freeze, because once the girls left the basement of they left the area. I don't know if they left the school. I stayed in the basement, not shamed to reemerge. I was just completely frozen, stuck, and like, what the fuck just happened? Oh my heavens! No, they didn't jump me. They wanted to. Y'all read it in the book. Just. Oh, and over a lie. See again? Over a lie, deception. Yeah. So yeah, my heart has been heavy for these cases. Because, again, it could happen to anyone. Any time where this innocence led to such a disturbing fate. Y'all remember the Michael Stewart case in Howard Beach back in the days? And his friends, the car broke down, and they went to a pizzeria to use the phone and buy pizza, and to patronize the place. And I believe they were teenagers. You know what I mean? It's just, the innocence being led like that anyway, I know many people still following the story. Lovely T did good videos on it, update videos and things of that nature. And, blessings be upon his spirit, you know, rise in power. What Tracy said, that the baby Junior said he's not coming back, and I knew it. I think back to Chris Rock and Oprah on her show years ago. They were talking about fiat wealth. Fiat wealth gives options. It's options, either this or that. You know, I'm not gonna break on the Black Sheep song. And I sat there. I don't know when that episode came on in the 90s. I remember sitting on the couch watching this back in New York. I said, well, spiritual wealth must give options too. And it does. I got that confirmation when Tracy Brown listened to Tracy Brown reading for Junior. I used to listen to Sevon a while, but I haven't listened to Sevon in a long time. But, you know, people would call in, you know, it was a conference call in, and they was like, well, you know, what happens after you ascend? And I think he was doing 22 ounces and ascension and keeping your heart light and things of that nature. And they was like, well, where do you go? And he kept repeating, you go where you want to go. And they were on the phone like, well, what does that mean? He said, once you ascend, you know, you go where you want to go. And I'm listening, I'm like, oh, is that simple? Because we have an oppressor down here. This, you know, I'm not going to say a pale oppressor, but somebody will say, oh, there's oppressors in all races. But the oppressors always, don't do this, you can't do this, don't do this. It's so much no, no's. Let me tell you, I got to do a book review video for Angela Stanton's book. It just came to mind. I cried like a baby reading that, not because of what she reported his Phaedra doing to her, but in the book, she was like, I'm so used to being told no. And I just started crying. I said, I wonder if she's an Aquarius or a Libra or a Cancer. Those are the three signs that, hear my Aquarius season videos, Libra season, and Cancer season. And I looked up her birthday and said, oh, shit, Aquarius. I just cried like a baby bitch when I read that part. She said, I'm so used to being told no. You know, I think she was in the context of when she got her pro bono. And that lawyer is nothing short of a God. You know what I mean? Yo, I'll do a review video for Dismissed with Prejudice. Shout out to Angela Stanton. Angela, I spoke to Mr. King, and I'll save it for your video. But how did I parlay over to Angela Stanton? Y'all know I can't rewind. It's just, is it pause? No, you can't pause and rewind. In any event, back to Tracy Brown, her reading. Yeah, when he said, when she said he was saying he's not coming back here, he's just simply not coming back here. I said he has an option. He was a pure spirit too, so you know he ascended. He has that option. I was so, and then Tupac has a song, Dear Mama, where he says, Mommy, I ain't happy here. Something in how he said that line. Like I ain't coming back either. You know, I did. They both prophets, in my opinion. To have accomplished that much by age 20. Do you hear me when I tell you? Oh, by age 20, okay, I went to high school. I fell in love. I met my first husband at 19. Yeah, love, that's a huge, I don't want to call it an accomplishment, but still, that's a lot. That Tupac was 25 with his forced exit, XXX, and then the XXX is 666, which is, you know, if you study like we study, as 6 electrons, neurons, or the six some other kind of trons. Y'all go, because hell, I'm sleepy. But so the 18th is, that's why they was like, in geometry, the 18th is the bond number. I'm gonna start studying people born on the 18th. Yeah, that's that 666. Because back in the days when you play hooky, you'd be on 42nd Street, take pictures and get flowers. Right? I wouldn't say too long. It used to be scary, seedy, and broad fucking daylight. You're a native New Yorker from Iowa. But they had the triple X for X-rated. And with looking at Like It Is on Sundays, a little girl, Malcolm X, and learning about him, my mom had books. I started to see the X's wholly after that. You know what I mean? DMX. And Malcolm X was saying that X is the unknown in math variables. But then there's XXX's electrons, protons. The ether is carbon. The unknown, the mysteriousness of it all. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. And testosterone is temptation. Was he trying to say the carnal, physical temptation? Very smart young man. Like Tupac. I'm not comparing them. Because my generation is pissed off. If you read the comments, they pissed off about that comparisons. But when Red Pill, shout out to him, he put it in another way. I was like, okay, I get it. I get how those two will come to mind. They both air, Aquarius and Gemini. Both got fire moons. Tupac had an Aries moon. XXX had a Sagittarius moon. Very keen features. You know, the facial feet. Yeah, I wonder if that was a reincarnate. I don't know, but let me tell you something. I get it. I get it. To their in their generation, pardon me, y'all, they were a phenomenon to their respective generations. And it was only here but a minute. 20 years old and 25. I'm pushing 50. I remember those. I have long-term memories on 10 usually. I remember those time periods in my life. You know, like as if it was yesterday. Talking about time. Something else Tracy said in the Tracy Brown, she did Junior's reading. She kept saying he's gonna wait for his mother. He's gonna wait. See, I'm about to cry. Bill can be strong. I'm trying to be strong. Anyway, she kept repeating he's gonna wait for her. He's gonna wait for his mother, but watch over her because he sees her like drinking excessively. But she's gonna have a long life. But he's gonna wait for her. So in the movie, the Temptations movie, look, Test Young Temptations. Did y'all notice he had the Biggie shirt on? Oh my heavens! Oh my heavens! That baby had on Biggie's shirt when that happened. Oh gosh! I'm gonna be okay. And Biggie was a Gemini. This happened on the same day that Prodigy left. Prodigy is a Scorpio, but he used to rap with a Gemini. Havoc has the same birthday as Biggie. So I don't know how to connect these dots, but I saw that Biggie shirt and nearly cried like a baby bitch. But okay, back to Tracy Brown. So I picked up I don't know if Tracy was trying to even convey that, but I done told you about my 95 credits in legal studies, and I have retrogrades in my natal chart that will make me go, wait, what happened? I may go back and catch some shit. Columbo was my favorite TV show, still is. So, yeah, that whole thing of him saying I ain't coming back, and that's it. That I self-Lord, that the God is within you. Ye are gods, and I forgot the verse in the Bible that says that. So, yeah, I ain't coming back, but he's gonna wait for his mom. And the Temptations movie. My point. There's a scene with David Ruffin. They go on the and they were singing so good when they was walking up to that audition for Motown, and it's a scene where David Ruffin turns and waits for one of the Temptations. I forget which one. Something how he waits for him on that grass just it always warms my heart. And David Ruffin didn't warm my heart too tough after I heard about him and Tammy, Point Per Reports unsung. But I don't know. I got that thought, Tracy, when you said that he's gonna wait for his mom. Then I thought of the Erykah Badu song Telephone. Telephone. She's singing about what Jay Dilla's mom shared with her. Jay Dilla's mom used to hear him talk in the room. She was like, "Who you talking to?" He was like, ODB. And, she was like, "Who?" And he told his mom, who that is. A rapper passed away, made the transition. And he was telling him which bus to get on. Because he knew he was a Scorpio too. That he was going to make the transition soon. And he was like, "Don't get on that bus. Get on this bus." And that's vessels, In any event. In the song Telephone. I'm going to cry. She asked Jay Dilla to save a seat for her. So I thought it was just a sweet song, I should have known better. She metaphysical. Honey, Tracy said that what the baby was saying, he gonna wait for his mom. Yeah, no, I don't think that was allegory. I believe that they can really, people who love you and treat you right, and you treat them right, they can save a seat for you. They can help you. Be kind to your elders and children. Be kind to them. They help you on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Kind. Remember them. Be kind to them. What y'all thought about those candles falling? Tracy spoke to that too. She did. She got a little hostile with defending the bodega owner, but again, to each his own. Card reading, things of that nature. But she said the candles fell from others who have passed on and from that area, But another thing she says, through the reading. Even though his mom's going to live a long time, a day, what feels like 80 years here, feels like a day there. Time speeds up. And I said, wow. And that ain't nothing for me to feel like, huh, what, or woo woo. Because did I tell y'all about my walk from Bloomingdale's to Radio City Music Hall? The early 2000s. Jill Scott was having a concert there. And I had a friend, a then friend, who worked at the Bobby Brown cosmetic counter. And she would do my makeup. She'd do my face like I was going out, hanging out, some little swanky place or whatever. She would do my makeup. And, give me cute little samples. I would buy something. A lip gloss, whatever I could afford. But my face would be, what they call it, just set for the night, okay? A shout out to the ex-homie. Definitely good makeup skills. But in any event, she knew I was coming because we had spoke earlier that day. And I got to Bloomingdale's to the counter. She wasn't there. So I asked about her, and they was like, oh, she didn't come to work today. I'm saying, like, are you kidding me? Really? Are y'all sure? It was like, yeah, be sure she ain't here. I'm like, oh, no. I just, I said, I guess I'm going to go see Jill. I'm supposed to meet my other friends at Radio City Music Hall. So I said, I'm just going to see Jill without makeup. I survived worse. I'll be fine. But there was another tall, beautiful sister, brown and beautiful, who was like, did you come to get your face did? I said, yeah. She said, I'll do it for you. She said, come on. So I'm following her, and she's walking away from the beauty counter, but they have the apron, so she has supplies in her apron. I'm like, does she have that many supplies? So I'm like, well, where we going? She said, we're going to go up to the 6th floor. I'm like, okay, y'all have a counter up there? Because I didn't know Bloomingdale's like the back of my hand or nothing like that, but I'm like, I ain't Bobby Brown got a counter. She was like, just come on. So we go up to the 6th floor, and she does my face, not at a Bobby Brown counter per se, but yeah, she does my face. She does a lovely job. It's beautiful. And I asked, are you allowed to accept tips? She said, yeah. So I gave her a tip. I give the amount in the memoir. You may even care about the amount, so I gave her a tip. And God, it made the yawnies. Yeah, because I feel it's the least I can do, because I didn't get to buy a sample or anything. Because we went upstairs and we was away from the counter. Very, very, I don't know. It just, I don't know, but I spoke to spiritual friends afterwards. They surely told me what that was, okay, for their studies. So I'm walking in, I leave Bloomingdale's, and I'm walking to Radio City Music Hall. And I left Bloomingdale's at 6 p.m., 6th floor, 6 p.m. Okay, what in the name of Jesse James is going on here? Well, this is in retrospect. But I had on track New Balances. I was comfortable. I want you to know my feet were comfortable with walking. I was accustomed to walking a lot back then. New Yorkers, we're walkers. But I was walking. I used to walk 8 miles one way to work, 8 miles home after work, 16 miles a day. I did it. So I was accustomed to walking. It wasn't a problem. And I walked with pep in my step, meaning that I would get there in more than enough time to see Jill Scott. I left there at 6 and the show started at 8. And someone's going to open for her. I know it was going to be fine. Yeah, I can read about what happens next after that. And I walked off from the being or whatever. Okay, you can read it in the memoir. And I couldn't turn around. I don't know if it was the whole Bible. You turn to a pillow, so I don't know. My shoulder felt like an albatross. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't turn around. And when by the time I got to Radio City Music Hall, the show was nearly over. It was almost 11 p.m. And there ain't no way I walked that slow from Bloomies to Radio City. It's just no way. Y'all heard the saying, a funny thing happened on the way to the theater last night? Yeah. Now I know what that saying could shit. Okay, something happened to them to bring up a saying like that. But now how did I get on the walk from Bloomies to Radio City? Oh, the time. Yeah, the time when Tracy said 80 days, 80 years down here is like a day for them up there. I thought about my walk. Time went it down. And to the haters, this is fiction. Because, Melanin'knights, we can't share with the haters and fucking detractors and surtex. Fucking fiction, okay? Fiction for y'all. Okay? Back to the Melanin'knights, okay? The same night. time had been lost, and I know. And I was walking like at some Wizard of Oz shit. I'm walking like, what happened to all the yellow cabs? I don't know if they still do it, but Manhattan got yellow cabs at the wazoo. Especially 6 o'clock in the evening. That's rush hour for your ass. I'm like, well, where's all the cars? Where's all the yellow cars? I'm telling you, with the block I was walking on was ghost town. Nothing, no cars, no nothing. I'm just being as oblivious Rose Island as I could be. I'm like, that's strange. Where's everybody? Ain't nobody driving down this block. I'm telling you, y'all gonna read that shit, child. Then later on, subsequently, you get spiritual readings. They want to know. I mean, they want to know, well, what were you wearing? What color you were in? Well, did you have perfume on it? All that stuff matters. You know, did you fast? I'm like, well, I wasn't eating that much because I was walking a lot. I don't know, my appetite. But a conscious, deliberate fast, no, I didn't do that. They need to know everything to see how, I guess, the laws of attraction. How did you attract that? What were you doing? And who was the lady? Back to the Bloomingdale's. So my friend, what's her name in my memoir? Pseudonym, Siobhan. Let's call her Siobhan for the now. And it's in the book. So I called Siobhan later, like, why you didn't come to work or whatever. And she said, I'm like, I was at work. I'm like, no, you wasn't. She said, no, I was. I went to lunch. I stepped away for it. I'm like, huh? Then I said, and now I remember the tall brown woman who did my face. I remember her name, the name she gave me back then. Right now, I'm trying to jog memory right now. But when I told my homie Siobhan her name, she was like, we don't have anybody here working out there. Work. We don't have anyone working here by that name. I'm like, Siobhan, don't play with me. She said, we don't. I'm describing her. She was like, no, don't ring no bell over here. So that makes the story even spookier. Did this start in Bloomingdale's? Yes, I digress, y'all. I digress. Just know that the psychics I definitely respect. I be on those videos they pull up. I ain't no bullshit, okay? We're at 46 minutes. Did I cover everything? I know I'm sleepy. My eyelids are heavy, y'all. Just know it because I'm in a semi-dark room and I wrote notes, but I can't see them. And I'm going to cut the light on because it's going to hurt my sleepy eyes. But I think that's it. I gave much love to all the babies. Kanika, the 1 year anniversary is coming up at sweet baby September, right? Kanika Jenkins, Ashe, Eccentric, Ashe, and his name is Jase. Don't Ja mean God? That's like God say. Like he came here as a prophet to say something. You know what I mean? And he did evolve towards the end. He's called Evolute. I love it. He totally did evolve. And they said the baby Junior was a sweetheart, always pleasant. Hold on. I'm trying to like this a guy, y'all. Hold on. Okay, maybe they don't want to light on. They have a home, y'all. Okay, that's it. That's for a slide with. What's wrong with this daggone lighter? No bullshit. Yeah, they don't want to smoke. Anywho, I think that's it for now, y'all. Because it's 48 minutes. Eyelids is heavy. And just try to stay sane. Try to stay away from the insane. You could do the best you can to be respectful and cordial and like J. California Cooper said in her books, you could be standing stark, raving still, and life will still happen to you. Seemingly the downside of life, but yeah, just try to do your job, or do your best with staying sane and exuding saneness. You know, everybody's not naturally friendly, but every sane person can definitely exude saneness, in my opinion. And helping the teenagers, and I say this very, very cautiously, like being a role model, a sane, proper role model for our babies to have someone to look up to and talk to, and they need an outlet. This, that. But the elders just say, idle mind is a devil's playground. That is so true. You know, just something constructive to do. Water. Anyway, people, that's it. I'm in a semi-dark room. I'm tired and sleepy at this moment. I will do another video for the other items I have on the list. Y'all enjoy the Power. If y'all watch Power, I don't know if you watch it, but hopefully you hung out with me and enjoyed this, or was at least engaged or entertained. That's what we click on for, entertainment or information, or both. Yeah, I spoke from my heart. Sleepy heart, but spoke from it. And I will do the rest of this memo list when I catch some sleep, some Z's, restore my spiritual batteries. I want to make sure I've spoken everything. Yeah, the Insomnia Files, TIF. I like the new series name. That dope, though. I know I'm still thinking about it, but I'll make sure I ain't forget shit. Let me see. Did I cover Dame Dash? And then let me cover that right quick. Honey, what is the science behind owing somebody and not fucking paying them? What the fuck kind of metaphysics is that shit? You know, there's a I don't know about that. Look at this. I don't even want to say alleged when I got the receipts, proof, and email printouts to prove shit. But I published a novella with a publishing company. I know I should just say the name. Have I said the name before? Oh, let's call them AH. Okay. A is in, I don't want to say asshole or acrimony. Just A, okay, A. And H as in, have my money, please. Shit. Have it back to me, please. I said please. But yeah, the $450 I sent them via money order for editing. And then I decided to take my novella off the market, which means they didn't have to do the editing. So they'd be like, oh yeah, we'll mail it back. They didn't mail shit back, okay? Could you imagine the interest they got off my fucking fiat? Oh, I've been sending some bad juju on the fiat. I'll hex you. But anyway, no, but all jokes aside. What is that when you know they have it, but they won't pay you? Is it because they don't fear any reprisals? You know, it's just, they probably don't even fear karma. Like, oh, we can't ascend anyway, so why not be assholes? I don't know. Then I have an auntie who, she had one of my manuscripts. One of the manuscripts, the original one. Okay, the one that I deleted out the computer, and garage done made a fire for the other booklets and shit. So I was like, you have a copy of it? Are you kidding me? I was so happy. So I mailed her a $40 money order for postage so she could mail me the manuscript. That never happened. It just, I don't know. It was just difficult to get to the post office for months, though. You must have drove by. A few of them by. It was just weird. I was like, and I paid for the postage again. And she was like, oh, we'll go to FedEx or UPS. I was like, fine. I'm sure they'll take the fiat, too. It just never happened. I remember, also when I went to New York, I went to visit New York for some kind of event. I forget which one. And I collected my manuscript. But she didn't give me the $40 that I mailed to her postage to mail the manuscript. So I went and got the manuscript in person, had it in my hand. It was glorious. I was reading it. But no $40. And I didn't ask because I'm assuming she just give it to me. Weird. Weird. Anywho. Oh, heavens, I go to sleep. All right, y'all, let me go to sleep. I'll try to tie this over again. A future video. I done forgot what. Oh, they probably clicked off right now. I am so sleepy. All right, take it easy and get your sleep. Media.